Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how you doing? It's Big Porky here. 7:15 in the morning. 15 minutes early. We were doing some training this morning with Kev, I think. Getting into a routine again. Just in case I need to give somebody a slap. You never know, do you? Then again, I could be in bed tomorrow and say, now I'll go in at 10. It's the type of guy I am. It's a mess. But yeah, I want to talk about Tyson Fury saying he's going to fight Schwartz, then 2 more fights, and he's going to retire. Look, this is how I look at it, right? Think of the opposite of what he says, right? Think of the opposite. Said he was going to fight Deontay Wilder in a rematch, didn't he? He didn't. Said he was going to fight Joshua 2019. Said it on Twitter. He didn't, and he won't. Said he was going to fight Cain Vasquez. You know, he didn't fight him, did he? He was in ring throwing his jacket on the floor in New York. When Wilder fought 2016 at beginning, or at 2015 December, somewhere around about that, just straight after he fought Vladimir. I think it was end of 2015, was it? Don't quote me on it. It was Wilder's fight, wasn't it? After he beat Vladimir. He didn't fight him. He didn't fight him. So as far as that. So as far as I'm concerned, it's all smoke and mirrors, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So he said he gives 7 million to charity. Eddie Hearn says he didn't. So, and I don't think he did. Great boxer, but says things for effect, for PR stuff. You know, like buying people drinks in pub when England are playing in France. If you buy 200 people a drink, they're going to tell everybody, aren't they? You're guaranteed 200 on your gate, aren't you? It's done for effect, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great, but he's not going to retire. There's too much money about. He's a businessman, he can fight, he's in prime of his life. He's not going to retire, so don't read into it. All you people are, oh, when they say they're going to retire, what it means is enjoy him while you can. So there's no such thing as retire. Boxing retires boxers. Boxers never retire boxing. Joe Calzaghe didn't even retire boxing. He got knocked out in his last 2 fights against 40-odd-year-old old men. The young lions were coming, weren't they? But no, boxing don't retire. Boxers don't retire boxing. Lennox Lewis didn't retire boxing. He was losing a fight against Vitaly Klitschko. He realised his time was to go then, on top. Same as Calzaghe, dropped twice. He didn't get caught cold, he got dropped twice. First round, 2 fights. Froch, he didn't retire boxing. He got dropped by Groves in the first fight and he realised, it's caught up with me. So he got out on top, but he's saying he wants to come back, but we'll see, won't we? Fighters don't retire boxing. What are they going to do? Go out and be a professor? Or go sit on a car pitch selling cars? So it's a load of rubbish. I'm going to retire. Load of rubbish. It's done for effect. And all them people, all them gimps who keep going on about it. Whatever he says, think the opposite. He's a master at self-promotion. Think the opposite. Alright? Think the opposite. Okay? He said Barry Hearn's an alcoholic. Barry Hearn isn't an alcoholic. He won't be able to do what he did if he were an alcoholic. Think the opposite, don't you? Right? He may have seen him pissed up one night. So what? If I go into my local and I have 1 pint and then nip out, word gets back to my mum and dad that you're rustling Your Russell went local overnight. Out of his head. Off his box. Might have been a pint of shandy for all they know. What people don't know, they make up. Alright, they make up. So he ain't retiring. And if coming out with stuff like that, the BL on with Bob Arum, wouldn't they? He's going locked down. He ain't going nowhere. He'll have to complete the contract. Frank Warren's not going to let him go. I can assure you of that. What will happen, and this is what how Frank does it, and this is why he's a master. When you're involved with Frank at the money end, once you due your money, he waits till next fight's signed, and then closer to that, and you've been in camp, and then you'll get paid for the last fight. There's always a fight in front. That's Joe Calzaghe. Alright? That's what happens. It's a business. They're not going to let Tyson go. He's big news now, isn't he? He's massive. You know, he said he's had mental health. I don't believe that. I don't believe the mental health aspect of it. I don't believe that anybody worth probably 5 million at the time, worth a lot more now, had mental health issues. I think that what sympathy vote, because he had 3 tests coming up and he had to play a card like that, and he got depressed and put weight on. He's always put weight on, so I never believed the mental health thing, and I'm coming back from mental health and I'm giving money to charity. I never believed all that. I believe he's a nice kid, but the rest of it I don't believe. I believe he's a nice kid, and but I'm a straight talker. I don't suffer fools gladly. I never believed the mental health thing. It's a good angle, and I never believed the charity thing. I believed the mental health thing with Dave Allen, because Dave Allen had no money. He lived in a small flat near me on the same cul-de-sac at back, and he blew up in weight. He had no money. He didn't have a drinking problem. He did have mental health issues, David Allen, and I don't think he's right now. Some things he's got going on in his life, and I think to myself, what are you doing? But boxing's probably keeping him on straight and narrow. When he ain't got boxing, that's when you need to worry for David. But money solves everything, and Tyson Fury was a millionaire. He didn't have mental health problems. If he had mental health problems, they'd have took his driving licence off him, wouldn't they? If he were going around saying he was doing 190 mile an hour heading towards bridges. I didn't believe that either. Who's doing 190 heading towards a bridge? I don't believe that. What road can you do 190 on? Down where he lives. I didn't believe all that. I think it's all done for effect. The Fury Power Group might think that I'm being a bit harsh here, but we're talking facts here and reality. Don't believe any of it. No, I don't believe it. So this is how I am. I just no, I don't believe he's retiring. I believe he beats Joshua, and I believe that he beats Wilder in a rematch, but I don't think that he wants to risk it because there's that much money at stake. There'll be clauses in contracts where if they get beat, the money will go down and blah de blah. That's how it works. You know, I've seen copies of contracts for big multi-million-pound contracts. I've seen how it works, and these fighters' undefeated records have to be protected. Now, if them contracts I saw. A certain fighter that I've seen who were going to fight in Vegas, and he were undefeated, and if it's same sort of carry on as it is, and I believe it is. Yeah, I noticed that Lomachenko on Box Nation for free, and fucking hell. Yeah, I noticed that Lomachenko on Box Nation for free, but yet, if he comes on Sky, it's got to be pay-per-view. Well, how messed up is that? You've got all these gimps that are voting on social media for it to be pay-per-view in England. How can out of 140 votes, 138 votes in space of half an hour, 66 accounts all vote in space of minutes for it? I don't believe it. I don't believe that people would actually want to pay for that when they could have it on non-pay-per-view but still on Sky but in early hours at morning. So I'm not having it, mate. No. They're all fake accounts, aren't they? Terry Chappendam was right. Alright, mate. You take care. But no, I'm not having it. But like I said, he's a masterful boxer, Tyson, and good luck to him. He's got his style of self-promotion. But like I said, I don't fall for any of that. I don't fall for any of that. So no, I don't fall for that at all. The people who do, well, I don't know. They're probably the same people that are running around saying that Tyson is lineal champion. Fury power! Fury power! He's lineal. How can we argue? He's lineal. Fury power! He's lineal champion. Retired, vacated, accepted a 2-year drug ban. 2016. Get over it. Didn't fight for God knows how long. 2.5 years out at ring, but he's lineal. Get over it. So that means when he fought Serif Sarifi, that were defending lineal belt. Get over it. Jesus, these were journeymen. Pianetta journeyman. But he's defending lineal belt. Get over it, man. Get over it. I don't mind Stig, but he is so passionate about boxing and he's likeable. He's got a likeableness about him, but this Fury power! Just check me out that thing on Twitter because I've been tagged into something there. And I'm not the type to go around blocking people. Because I don't believe in blocking people. I think that people should be able to express themselves. So, and when people are sending me abuse like that, I know it's just because they're jealous. Fury power! Fury power! We're at Fury power against Wilder. Fucking power court! Power court! Nah, I'm only having crack. It's just me having being a bit quirky in the morning at 7:29 AM. Wait, does 170 mile an hour. It's black bright, that car. That'll probably never have a wash unless I'm not there one day and I say, give me them keys, I'm taking that car for a valet. It's not fair on car, is it? All lights will be flashing on it for tyres down on one end. Need a top up on washer, squirty thing, or you know, there'll be some lights on it that it just leaves like Christmas trees. But not fair on car, is it? No appreciation about £1,000 suits piled up in a bedroom. Is that what life is? One mass waste when you get to be rich? Is Eddie Hearn's house like that? I bet it isn't. I bet Eddie's more, I don't know. Den needs kicking into touch. He needs to live in one house. There we are. Kevin's here. Look at this here. I'm going to flog him to death in the gym now. I'm going to flog him on that punch bag as well, I think. Alright, so peace out, keep on. Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? It's Big Porky here, and we've got, we need a bit of light. I'm just on my way up to Dens. I thought I'd get a quick video in. I noticed that Campbell is going to fight Lomachenko. If he gets beat, what will that be? 21st guy that Eddie's sent abroad to get beat, or 21st guy that he's thrown under a bus, or is it 22? I did a list the other week. I don't mean to be negative, but Luke Campbell lost against Linares. We know what happened to Linares, don't we? Against Lomachenko. Yeah, I know people are going to say styles make fights, and I got Terry Chappendama's opinion on it. He said Campbell might beat him. He said it's worth a bet. Now, Terry's been around boxing long enough to know that that ain't going to happen. Now, pigs might fly. They might do. I can't fly. And I'm a pig, aren't I? Onk, onk. Oink, oink. But now. But you've got to test yourself, haven't you? But you would have thought Luke Campbell would have hovered around. Look at him here. You would have thought Luke Campbell would have at least won a version at world title and hovered around at world level before going in with, you know, a guy like that. I mean, he's not won a world title. Luke Campbell doesn't have a world title, so he's no business being in ring with Lomachenko. Collar had at least won a world title. I know it were more good promoting than anything. And you've got to take your hat off to Eddie Hearn. The guy does get people in position, but as far as I'm concerned, Luke Campbell's got no business being in the ring with Lomachenko. People are going to say, Porky, you're a hater! You're a hater! You're a hater! Concentrate on your own affairs! You're a hater! Well, my affairs are all in order. This is why I'm messing about with this boxing game, but I don't really call it messing, it's serious. We're talking about people's kids, aren't we, here, and people's dads, people's grandkids, nephews, cousins, brothers, people's husbands. Do you know what I mean? So effort has to be put in. I put 100% effort into what I do with this channel, and we working behind the scenes with Den 100%. Just had a couple of emails there. I'm not going to say who they are off. Keep the emails coming though, porkycorner@mail.com, because your hate fuels me, you know. But how dare I have an opinion? How dare I have an opinion about Luke Campbell and Lomachenko? Luke Campbell, if he wants to fight Lomachenko, that's up to him, innit? I think he gets knocked out. I think he gets knocked out, and I think mileage gets put on clock. That's my opinion. Go on, say it. You're not entitled to it, Porky. You've never fought. You've never had a boxing fight. Listen, I've had enough fights and roll-arounds in my life, and enough battles that isn't boxing, to understand that nothing's a given in life. Nothing gives you anything. It's like this channel that me and Nicola do. Nobody's giving us anything. Nobody's given me any help. Nobody's given me any help from day one. There's a lot of talkers, and there's people who eat cheese and onion walkers, let me tell you. I'm not just coming out with catchy one-liners here to get a few views, because Jesus, no money in views. We're doing this I want people to share our journey and understand how boxing works. That's why I do this channel. There's a few things that I wanted to mention today, but I'm not gonna. Obviously I'm gonna have to ask if I'm allowed to put certain things out, because there's a few things going on behind the scenes at the moment with some of our fighters, and I'm gonna find out the full story today. But you know, there's people in the background who would love to see Dennis and me fail with some of the fighters we've got. They love it. Oh, they love it. They're just waiting. That's why they're watching every video, aren't you? Keep watching. Hashtag levels. Oh God, look at this here. This is the story of my life, isn't it? Look at this here. This is the story of my life. Going through Ellaby Industrial Estate, stuck behind Peter Pallet, with his pallets or whatever it is. I'm always stuck behind something like this. I just feel like putting it into turbo and going on a mission. Feel like putting it into Blues Brothers. You see, when I press that button here that says S, I'm not just Eric from Acacia Avenue. I turn into Banana Man. Isn't that right, Steffi? Hashtag levels. Keep watching. Magicar Morris. Shout out to Raymond at Middlesbrough. How are you doing? Or is it Hartlepool? Hope you're okay. Good bloke, you, Raymond. You need to rein it in a little bit on that partying. It's no good. Shout out to Glenn McCrory. I hope you're alright, Glenn. I'm gonna get up and see you soon. Should have been coming this month, but I am snowed in. Snowed in, mate. But it's all good. It's all good positive stuff, positive thinking. You see, if you surround yourself by the right people, you're going to go places, aren't you? But oh, Renault can go for sale. So spin round and go get it. I need a van. I can bring my dog then with me when I go on my little missions. Don't need a car like this now because I don't need to get towed down or get away from anything. I need a van. I need a little van, big tub of red diesel, and I'm away, man. I'm away, lad. Get in your lane, mate. Trying to go out lane. Won't get gone, mate. Don't you know who I am? I'm sheriff round here, mate. But we'll just call it Chris Smedley's. Fuck off, mate. Chris in? No, he's not in. Never go to a man's house when he's at work if his van's not there, because the bird could be in. Bit old fashioned about things like that, aren't I? It's a pity other people are not like that, innit? So, right, just straight up there to see Dennis. Chat Michelle up. I bet Dennis is late. Plenty of time. I could put moves on Michelle today. I'm trying to think what to say. I'll tell you what's a good thing to say to Michelle. Hey up, Michelle, you're looking well today. Or, how are you doing, Miss Moneypenny? Are you alright? Your hair looks nice today. Have you been dieting? Because you look well. Have you lost some weight? Now that's a good chat-up line for Michelle. I've worked that out. I think that's what Clinton used to say to her when he used to go up to office, just to have a crack with her, because she can have a bit of banter. But hopefully I'll get an interview with Clinton in the next few weeks. Clinton Woods. I've got 41 or 40 questions. If anybody wants to send me some questions in, because I want to make it a good interview with Clinton. And do it justice. I want to do it justice. I want to do it justice. I want to do it. I've got toffee on my collar. I want to do interview justice and get some proper questions. So I need about 9 questions, 8 or 9 questions, and I've got 50. So send the questions in. porkycorner@mail.com. And put where you're from as well, because I like to say it's Barry from Barnsley and he wants to know, Clinton, what made you take up boxing? You know, things like that. This weather is treacherous today. Treacherous. What are you trying to race me for in rain? Jesus. Trying to race me in that? You know who I am. Jesus. Shouldn't be going above 70, mate. It's a motorway. Stick to the speed limit, put it in cruise control. In fact, we'll go 65 because it's raining. I don't want to crash me motor. Might have to flog it soon to feed my family. But it's getting a bit cold, isn't it? But yeah, Luke Campbell against Linares. Eddie knows he's going to get hammered on that, and that's why he's saying, we're not happy about that. Of course you're happy about it. 50% each. You're going to get 50%. Luke Campbell's going to get 50% at purse. You're going to get Lomachenko over to Britain, and you're going to charge us pay-per-view for a foreigner coming over. And you're going to have Luke Campbell, who's not won a world title, in a pay-per-view fight, and all them fights Carl Froch had, he didn't have a pay-per-view. Don't agree with it, but it's just how it's going, isn't it? It's just how it's going. So look at them boys there. Look at all this here, man. Woo! for Pokeboy then. Hey? I thought it were on top. Then I realised that I'm not doing no wrong. What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong? Seatbelt's tied to it. I'm not doing no wrong. Hey, if I'd have been thrashing it then, I would have got pulled knowing my luck. But that one at beginning there, 5 Series BM 535D on an 18 plate, that's SWAT team job, innit? So they'll be looking for somebody. Well, it can't be Luke and Nicky Smedley because they're in Turkey, aren't they? So at least I know it's not them that are going to be in trouble today. Only joking. Hashtag levels. Oh, we need to think of a new hashtag, Steffi. What do you think? What can we put for new hashtag, Steph? What do you reckon? Hashtag Andy Pandy. Andy Pandy. Oh my God. Boom, boom. I had an email this morning. It said, Pokey, Dillian White's best heavyweight out there at the moment. You know what? Could be right, you know, because would you put Dillian White in with Wilder? And would he beat him? Yeah, I think he could beat Wilder. I think he could beat him. Now, Dillian White against Wilder, I think he beats him. So if he beats Wilder and Tyson Fury drew with Wilder, would Dillian White beat Tyson Fury? You see, Tyson's got one of them horrible styles, hasn't he? Awful style. He don't get hit. If he does get hit, he gets put down. He's got a style to protect his chin. That's why Peter Fury added to his game, didn't he? Because he kept getting dropped, didn't he? Now, he weren't dropped once when Peter had him. Now, people can say, oh, he got dropped against Cunningham, he got dropped against Cunningham. Clifton Mitchell were in corner in New York that night, wasn't he? So, that one out to do with Peter, wasn't it? Peter wasn't there on night. Peter got caught going from Canada to New York on train. So as far as I'm concerned, nobody can hammer Peter for that, for Tyson getting dropped against Cunningham. But he's got an horrible style, and you'd have to say the bookies would say Tyson would school Dillian White on points. But what if Dillian White dropped him? What if he dropped him? It's a different fight once you've been dropped for close rounds. It depends what judges are looking for. So I think in Tyson's career, I think there's another couple of decisions that could go against him, because they're going to say that they didn't do enough. And I can understand him going with Bob Arum because he didn't want to beat opponent. But I think it's more to do with having a bit of pull on the night. A lot of people try and keep Bob Arum sweet, don't they? A lot of judges, he's got a lot of influence. So it's going to be hard to beat Tyson now on points. You know, if Tyson beats you, he'll get the decision. If you get a draw against Tyson Fury on a Bob Arum show, it means that you probably beat Tyson. But he's got a style like Mayweather and Andre Ward. It's designed to pick your pocket, innit? And he's mastered it. So, and he is a masterful boxer. I mean, I've given Tyson a bit of stick lately, but he's a masterful boxer. We can't get away from that fact. He's masterful. So, but Dillian White, Jonathan, you could be right. He could be the best out of the lot. I mean, he was doing well against Joshua until he got injured, and he's come on leaps and bounds since then. I think him and Joshua is a pretty even fight now. I think he beats Wilder, and I think Tyson's probably going into the fight, if he fights Dillian, as a favourite. But Dillian White's got momentum, hasn't he, which is something Tyson's not got. And hopefully Tyson will get that momentum back. But I think that he's technically the best heavyweight boxer out there. I don't think he's got the best chin. I think he's technically the best boxer out there. Hey listen, if Tyson Fury had a physique like Joshua, they'd all be saying his best thing since sliced bread, wouldn't they? They'd all be saying he's got power but he don't want to use it because he don't look like he has. Everybody seems to base things on a body. Look at Larry Holmes. How many defences did Larry Holmes have? 20 defences. He never had a muscle on his body. But he was strong as an ox in gym, wasn't he? So as far as I'm concerned, it's it means no a physique means nothing. It means nothing at all. Physique, it means nothing. But Tommy Coyle's in a good fight in New York. I'm pleased for Tommy Coyle. I notice how Eddie Hearn, every time he does an interview, he keeps reminding Tommy Coyle that he's more or less a nobody. He keeps talking about Tommy Coyle like he's fluked it, like he's a journeyman, when in reality Eddie needs Tommy Coyle because he's got that all-action style. He knows what Tommy Coyle brings to the table. So Eddie, give Tommy Coyle a little bit more respect, will ya? He's got a top trainer behind him in Jamie Moore, and he's a top fighter, Tommy Coyle. Give him a bit more respect, Eddie. Stop every time you're mentioning it about Tommy Coyle, talking about him like he's some dosser off street who's lucky to be in your company, or like you've performed miracles. It's easy to match fighters, Eddie, when you're at top of the food chain. You pick a phone call up, you ring somebody like Steffi Bull or whatever, and you say, does your fighter want to fight on this show? And Steffi will just say, yes please, Eddie, and that's it. It's like watching blockbusters, isn't it? Yes please, Bob. Yes please, Bob. Oh, don't you even want to ask me about purse money? No, I know you'll look after us, Eddie. That's what happens. People are grateful to work with Eddie, and they're grateful. They know that what's the word? And this is not just about Steffi, it's about most young promoters nowadays in general. When Eddie Hearn picks up the phone, they say yes please, because they know that they're punching above their weight. They just want to work with him. They just say yes. It's like Caldwell, he's made that mistake, hasn't he? He's aligned all his eggs with Eddie Hearn, hasn't he? Now if ever they fall out, where's he going to go? He's not going to go anywhere, is he? He can't go to Frank Warren. Oh no, can't go work with Frank. Can't work with Dennis. Can't work with Mick Hennessy. So what Eddie will do then, he will manipulate the situation, because he knows that these people are going to say yes and they've got nowhere else to go. So he creates his little group, like Joe Gallagher. He's worked with Frank when he had Beefy Smith, but Frank knew deep down that Joe Gallagher were in Beefy Smith's ear hole for years, trying to get him away. Now, that's just how boxing works, isn't it? Certain people align themselves with certain promoters. And I think it shouldn't be like that. I think everybody should work with everybody, but it's a sport that's not governed, isn't it? It's a sport that's not governed. And I have my opinion about certain people. And I know that certain people in boxing industry, not going to mention no names, are shithousers. Because I've seen text messages, I've heard voicemails. Shithousers. Utter shithousers. That when it comes on top, to save their own skin, they'll fuck a snake! Or they'll put people in. They will sell the granny to save the neck. Trust me. And these same people are sat at after parties, rimming each other. Rimming. Well, it's about Porky Boy. You know what, I've vowed well to say, I'm going to say it. Who's going to fucking stick it on me? Who? Bring it. Who's going to bother me? Who's going to bother me? Who's going to beat me any uglier than I already am? I've got top of ear bit off, teeth missing at lot. Been knocked out. It's quite therapeutic being knocked out. It's like a flash, then you wake up and you say, who are you? Who are you? I'm only messing with you. Boxing's a great sport. Look at him jogging in rain there. Jesus. You know, either the driver there jogging in rain. Unbelievable, thinks he's Rocky. But singing in the rain. Yeah, so onwards and upwards. 8 weeks tomorrow till Josh Wales and Tommy Frank's show. We need to get a move on with opponents, don't we? It's time's getting away from us. 8 weeks to go. 8 weeks to go. So I think I'm the glue that's holding everything together here. Well, like I said, people are just waiting for me to fail. I've never failed at note in my life. I usually work things out in the end. Shout out to Luke Smedley in Turkey. He's training Carl Baker now, just getting him in shape. I don't think he's an official trainer, he's just doing a bit of work with him. Old Luke and Nicky have rented a villa in Turkey for a year, and they've got like a camp going out there in Turkey, warm weather training. It's 30 degrees, 30 Celsius, I don't know what that is in degrees. Is it 100 degrees or something? They've got a camp out there in Turkey, and it looks like they're doing alright by the sounds of it, so I wish them well. I quite like Luke and Nicky, they're nice kids. I like the dad as well, Chris, he's alright. He's a legend in these parts. But I hope it goes alright for them. I've had an invite to go out there, but my passport, I need a passport, because it got soaked, didn't it, when I was going up plane to go to Dennis's wedding. They wouldn't even let me on. In fact, I'm still waiting for me, suing them on that. But thank you for the offer, Luke, to go out and stop with you in Turkey. I don't know if I'll be able to come, like, to see you. I ain't got a passport in, but I'm going to see what I'm doing. It'd be nice to come out there for a few weeks in the sun. Kind of like all that villa carry on, swimming pool and all job lot. So must be doing all right. Luke and Nicky, good kids, I like them. Make a punch for fun, I remember when Luke Smedley sparred Steffi Bull before he fought Amir Khan. We all know what happened with that sparring session, don't we, Steffi? Hashtag Andy Pandy. Right, Dennis is not here. What do you know? It's not like Dennis, that! Oh, I am 15 minutes early. What time it is? So, peace out, keep on trucking, keep supporting boxing, it's a fantastic sport. All I did now is I wanted Dennis's wagons to come out here and drop a load of alley on my car and smash it to bits. That wouldn't be good, would it?
GT Gadi.
So, right, gonna go in here, aren't we now? See if we can get an interview with Dennis, eh?